We recently lost Mike Jones, Virgil.
Yeah.
Um, I had you sign this last time I saw you.
Wow.
You want an 8x10, Ted? It's money, but the package with you and Virgil together, and I'm speaking from the seventh grade kid whose
Uh-huh.
life was pro wrestling. The Ted DiBiase Virgil package, it just worked. Like there was magic there.
Well, it's kind of like, and Virgil was a good guy. I mean, his real name was Mike. And you know, the first time I ever met him, I mean, this unbelievable body. He kept himself in such good shape and everything. But he, you know, he really was not a good wrestler.
Right.
I mean, and he didn't do much. He stood in the corner and he looked like and looked mean and bad. And then there were times when I would hit, or when he would be involved in one of my matches and stuff like that. But overall, I put it this way: if if Virgil could have had the ability to be a better wrestler, oh my gosh, it was because when he finally got tired, when we finally did the deal where he just gets tired of all my shit, and whacks me with the belt. I mean, the people went crazy,
Yeah.
but we only got one match out of that. And the reason we only got one match out of that is because yeah, he just wasn't qualified to do it. If you understand what I'm saying,
Sure.
just not that good. But as a person, not that guy, not a bad guy at all. And I remember the first time I saw him where he had started to really lose weight, I was kind of shocked. And it's like because I was the name, and they didn't do anything else with him really. Um, you know, a lot of people would call me and book me, but they wouldn't, it's kind of like to them it wasn't worth it to book us both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
For the return on their money, and I understood that too. But places that he would go that were close to Pittsburgh where he lived for the Comic Con. Anytime he was at a con and I was there, because I never knew. I mean, I even now, I mean, I was like, I'm going to go to Philadelphia to WrestleCon, in a couple of days, and of course that's all wrestlers. But I mean, who knows who knows who's going to be there and who's not.
Right.
But back to Virgil, if I went into a Comic Con and he was there, I would always okay. I said, bring your stuff over here and sit with me, and I would include him, sitting by me. And but again, even there, there would be people who turned out and would get the double picture of me and him together, picture of me and him together. But by and large, a lot of the fans just got pictures with me because he was, you know, there at the beginning. He was part of the package, but it just wore off. And again, the reason it wore off is because he really didn't have the capacity to wrestle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just
Sure.
wasn't. It's kind of like you can teach everybody how to take a good bump or what have you, but to be a really good wrestler, you have to have the ability to think on your feet and call things on the fly. And you can't just sit down and map it out step by step by step. And even if we did that, I'm not sure Virgil could have done it very well.
I
Okay.
remember as a kid. Yeah, I remember as a kid I was at the Slammy Awards, and you were sitting there in Atlantic City. You were sitting there, and I had a book or something. I looked at you and I said, "Would you mind?" And you went, "Virgil." And Virgil stood up, walked over to me, grabbed the book, walked it back to you. You signed it, gave it to Virgil. Is that how life on the road was? Did you have him do all those little things like carry your bags and drive?
Sometimes. And again, now, Vince McMahon, he's just, um, he said, Ted, he says, obviously you can't live like this. It's like, when the tour was over, whatever the tour was, I mean, when I first started with WWF, as it was then, we were on 3 weeks, 21 days and 21 cities. Oh my gosh. There were days I'd wake up in a hotel room and go, where the hell am I? Uh,
Right.
you know, uh, but we would just go, 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 go. And then we go home for a week and then we go back on the road. And that grind. And it was just, Virgil was he just didn't have the capacity to be able to be a good wrestler.
Mm.
And that's why we only got so much out of it. I know it's hard to explain it. And I'm trying to be nice because he's gone and I don't want to slight him. Was he a nice guy? Yeah, he was a nice guy, and he was just a troubled soul too, I believe. Because eventually I know his mother died, and then I remember one of the last times that I saw him. Oh my gosh, he looked horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've ever seen a picture of the people that came out of the concentration camps in Germany, I mean, it was like skin on bone,
Right.
and that's how he looked, and it was heartbreaking. And there just wasn't, I know there was a guy, I can't remember his name now, that was trying to help him and did help him some. And I was grateful for that. And, what I could do for him basically was what I did. It was if I showed up, if you're anywhere I am, again, $1 Million Man's a character on TV. If the promotion, if the people running a Comic Con aren't willing to pay his airfare and hotel, then I can't do it for him.
Right.
I couldn't possibly do that for him all the time. But I said if he was close, I said then I want you there if you can be there. That's about the best I could do.